What's troubling for me is to see stories like this often ignored in the media, only if it's against certain people who they can't ignore to vilify. Obviously, if you do this sort of action, you should be vilified. As a matter of fact, you should be probably, after you're, obviously convicted, you should be put away somewhere where you're never seen again. So, when you see stuff like this, an FBI whistleblower blasted delay before longtime CNN producer John Griffin's child trafficking arrest, why did they wait so long? I don't know. They sure as shit went after January 6th people, and at this current moment in time, by the way, 0 people have been charged and or convicted of insurrection. A lot of them in charged with illegal parading. Having said that, so Jane Turner spent 25 years as one of the FBI's leading investigators into child crimes. Okay, so let's read on here. The 17-month delay between a search warrant that secured longtime CNN producer John Griffin's devices in Vermont and an arrest on child trafficking charges shows that the feds don't give a damn about these kinds of cases. And they don't. Look at the crap that's on Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh, that's right. He's the son of the former vice president, so he's not going to get... Quoting, he obviously is a sexual predator and has gone through or from grooming children into actually capturing them, said Jane Turner, a former FBI special agent who blew the whistle on the FBI's mishandling of child sex crime cases in North Dakota's Native American reservations. Very, very dangerous stuff, or offender. Now listen, here's another interesting fun fact. We've known for a long time that the FBI and the CIA and all the intelligence agencies are rife with kitty diddlers, or people who sort of look the other way to get the bigger fish. But no. If you think that our government is really there for the children, you're out of your goddamn mind. And this goes beyond politics, because this kind of crap's been happening since the beginning of time. It's been happening this administration, the previous, etc., etc. So all this kitty diddling is sort of overlooked. Why? I have no idea. It shouldn't be. It should be the number one priority right now, the FBI, is to get these sons of bitches off the streets. But here we are. The evidence against Griffin allegedly includes drone video he took showing a completely naked 9-year-old girl standing next to him in his underwear, according to court filings. When confronted with this video during an interview by FBI agents, Griffin's first response was merely to suggest he was not looking at the naked girl, despite the fact he was standing so close to him to be touching. Turner has long been critical of FBI's handling of child trafficking cases. In one instance, that came up in a whistleblowing case. She forced investigators to reopen the case against a suspected child rapist after 2-year-old victim's injuries sustained in a sexual attack were mislabeled as stemming from a motor vehicle accident. According to her attorneys, the suspect went on to plead guilty. The allegations against Griffin were serious enough, in her view, that they should have been immediately been investigated by a crack team of agents. Well, I would say the agents are most likely on crack, but I digress. He has a horrific hatred of women, Turner told Fox Digital News. I would like to know his background. He's an incredibly dangerous offender. Griffin, a high-profile and long-time producer at CNN, exhibits some telltale signs found in child predators, according to John Kelly, a veteran criminal profiler and psychoanalyst. These are allegations, or these are all allegations, he told Fox News. But he looks like he's got this head in a noose. The suspected child abuser, though the nature of his job as TV producer, is used to be in control, Kelly said, and his eye for imagery. The forbidden cannot be so tempting for the man who has everything. That's an interesting, I wouldn't say fun, interesting fact. This guy had everything, and apparently that picture right there is his home. This guy had everything, and his first and only seems like proclivity is to go after children, I think that's just not just because he has everything. That stems from years and years of other things going on. Griffin has also a lot of money, and at 44 years old, Kelly said his sexual fetishes likely formed years ago, and maybe an addiction. What can I say? They don't get started at that age, they get started much, much younger. Adding that he would be surprised that if additional victims were to come forward with stories predating the Vermont horror. All the more reason to dig the investigation earlier, or dig into it, as Roy Hazelwood taught profilers at Quantico, where you find one, there are many more. There's another guy at CNN who's sort of been accused of similar actions. They should have kicked this up to the A-team, put a whole lot of time and resources on it. But as we all know, anything to do with sex and kids holds a yuck factor for a lot of agents and their supervisors. Exactly. I've heard stories where a lot of these agents were given in an academic setting, I'll have to say that. We're giving videos to watch and other literature to look at to find out signs of abuse. And that pretty much, I don't know. Just think about that. If it's revolting to me, it's got to be revolting to them. Well, knowing how the FBI is, they probably adore shit like that. He allegedly paid the woman more than $3,000 to fly his multi-million-dollar Vermont to his vacation home for a week of crimes that involved her 9-year-old adopted daughter. I can't think of any legitimate reason for the delay in arresting Griffin, especially when the adoptive mother was arrested in August of 2020. Even if they were cooperating, or he was, it would usually be post-arrest and indictment. And again, the FBI, they're a bunch of assholes. They work for the state. They don't have the public's interest at heart. They have the government's interest at heart. They produce products for the government. They prosecute for the government. Very rarely does the FBI even actually go, you know what, this is bad for the public. Maybe we should stamp this out. No, they don't do that. Let me put it this way, folks out there in Lazo Land. The fucking FBI fucking hates you. The public. They fucking hate you. That is why they pretty much can just come bust down your door, beat the shit out of you, shoot the fuck out of your dogs, shoot your wife to death, and then say, oops, sorry, my bad, qualified immunity. You just shot my wife, and what did you charge me with? Oh, we got the wrong address. My bad. Fuck you. Fuck you. This is the kind of shit that we deal with. Everybody deals with it, and this goes beyond race and national origin and creed and sexual orientation. They will fucking do this if you run afoul with the government. If you say the wrong things about the government. If you say the wrong things about certain people in the government, they'll come the fuck after you. They're fucking assholes. And if they allow shit like this, I'm sure there are good people in the FBI. What the fuck ever. The bottom line is that they, the FBI, really don't give a damn about these kinds of cases. They don't. The Nevada case blew open when the victim's biological mother uncovered disturbing conversations on her daughter's cell phone, learning that the adoptive mom had gone out to Vermont to visit a man named John Griffin, who she met on an online porn or I should say prawn, because you know how YouTube is, sex page. The adoptive mother, who also wound up hospitalized during the visit, leaving the little girl alone and unsupervised with Griffin during the time. I'm going to kick this down a little further. Prior to the arrest and indictment, we had no knowledge about the case, this according to CNN. The media outlets also said no one at CNN owned devices issued to Griffin when missing or reported lost in September 2020, when the investigators said they seized some of his electronics. Between April and July 2020, Griffin allegedly invited 3 women and their underage daughters over for purposes of sexual training, according to the federal indictment. Only the Nevada woman took him up on his offer, according to prosecutors. So there you go, folks. This is what we're dealing with. The FBI is not your friend. The government's not your friend. We all know this. I'm preaching to the fucking choir. They only go after you. They only go after you if you violate. If you violate the sanctity of the cathedral and the establishment. If you talk shit about the wrong political ideology. If you talk shit about the political person of that ideology. If you have saucy comments about that stupid fucking potato that's running things right now, then they come after you. Then they investigate you. But what about all these child sex traffickers? Oh, nah, whatever. Well, they're right there. Nah, fuck them. There's not enough evidence. I got a mountain of evidence right fucking here. No, didn't see anything. But we're gonna go after this guy who, during January 6th, he was on the Capitol steps just taking selfies. Yeah, we need to throw him in jail for 20 fucking years. But that child sex predator, fuck him. Nah, he's good. Whatever. Because we have a bunch of child sex predators in the FBI, so it would be hypocritical to go after them. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. There is no God, in my opinion, right now. If this shit continues to go on, violating fucking children's, that's fucked up. It sucks. It beyond pisses me off. I'm so fucking mad about shit like this that it continues to go on. And the FBI, what are they doing? They're going after right-wing supporters of Donald Trump. Why? Because they do not have the correct political ideology, and so therefore they need to go down, and they need to be in prison for over a year, not charged with anything yet, in solitary confinement. But those child sex traffickers and pedophiles over there, now they're good. They're fine. Fuck you, FBI. Fuck our government, and especially fuck this goddamn potato. You allow this shit to go on, you're as guilty as the pedophiles themselves.